These all serve as a foundation of our educational model. Academic success. Bucks believes that a strong K-8 education is the foundation for long-term success. The school's academic approach is built on a rigorous educational program that prepares all students for high school and beyond. Our parental partnership. Bucks is deeply committed to partnering with parents. We recognize their vital role in student success. We foster ongoing engagement through monthly parent meetings, school events, parent events, as well as our new Most Valuable Parent program, which provides recognition and rewards to parents for their support and attendance to our school events. Under accountability. Accountability is a shared responsibility amongst our staff, our scholars, and our parents, with each group working together to ensure student success. Okay, the next slide. At Buffalo United, we are committed to providing every student with a foundation for success. We serve 534 students in grades kindergarten through 8th grade. Here is a breakdown of the number of students that are currently enrolled by grade. We're proud to support a diverse student body. Each year, our student population becomes a little more diverse. We continue to different diverse community organizations to see how we can also support in the community. Our student retention. This year, 77% of our students have re-enrolled. Buffalo United has been here for 22 years now, which has enabled us to become a staple in the community. We are now educating the children of our former students. Families choose Buffalo United, and oftentimes their extended families attend Buffalo United as well. Families love sending their children to our school, where they can not only achieve academic excellence, but they can also receive an education on moral focus virtues. We have a student leadership program that trains students to be successful future leaders as well. Buffalo United strives to provide students with a well-rounded education, where we also provide students opportunities for healthy hearts and healthy minds through physical activities and social emotional learning. And looking at our recruitment, we believe that it's important to connect with families in the community as part of our marketing efforts. We've had success engaging with future students and their families through a variety of local community centers, Head Start programs, and by participating in various healthcare and cultural festivals and events. These efforts, combined with our community partnerships, on-site activities, and valuable word-of-mouth referrals, have supported our enrollment efforts. Next slide. We are incredibly proud of the progress that our students and staff have made during this charter term. For example, over the past 2 years, our student proficiency has increased by 13 percentage points in English language arts and 16 percentage points in math. We've seen improvements in proficiency across all of our student subgroups, ensuring that every student is getting the support that they need. Last school year, Buffalo United exceeded the state average for academic growth in both ELA and math, showing a significant improvement from the previous year. This success is a direct result of all of the hard work and dedication of our amazing teachers when looking at our retention data. Last year, 75% of our teachers returned, which speaks volumes about their commitment to our school. You can also see our teacher demographics. We have strived to provide our staff with an amazing school culture. We all work together to do what is best for our scholars and to support one another. In looking at our financial data, every year we've received a clear, unqualified audit, and the school has incurred no debt. Our partnership with National Heritage Academies allows us to keep a limited fund balance so that the maximum amount of dollars can be invested directly where they matter most, in our classrooms and for our students. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve the students and families of Buffalo United, and we look forward to the opportunity to continue serving them for another charter term. Thank you.
Thank you. Did is the board president or your director? Are they on?
I don't think they're gonna. Do you have anything else that you'd like to present?
Okay. So Next, Principal Becky, you should probably just say, yep.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So we will, now we're going to give our board members the opportunity to give comment or ask a couple questions, and then we will kick it to the audience unless board members, you would prefer to me to start with the audience first.
Really would.
Yes?
What my audience wants to say.
Okay. So if there's anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment, ask a question, we just ask that you, when you do, you stand, give your first name only and your relationship to the school.
Should you just stand from here?
Yeah, or Mr. Freeman, Attorney Freeman, you can come up here.
My name is Adrian Freeman. I'm currently a board member at Buffalo United Charter School. I can't remember when I started, but it's been about 10 to 12 years since I've been at Buffalo United. Since that time as a board member, we've seen a real increase in student performance, especially over these last few years. We are really proud of the work that not only our administrative team, but our teachers have been doing, and all the support staff have been doing to encourage very rigorous learning, for all of our students. We have a building that we can be proud of, where students can have, that social, emotional support that is needed too. Again, just over the past couple of years, we can really feel the morale has really shifted in the building, one of real positive culture, and it's just been wonderful to see. I would ask that SUNY do reauthorize the charter renewal term for Buffalo United. And that I thank you board members for taking the time to listen to our story and to hear our story. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
my name's Carissa Bergman. I'm the 1211 special education teacher at Buffalo United. I've been there going on 4 years now. And since I've been at Buffalo United, I have seen tremendous growth in all areas, from administration standpoint to and we all work really hard as a team, and I think that we've developed something at Buffalo United that's really worth keeping around and continuing. I really love and enjoy my job at Buffalo United, and I know our students are really thriving there. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
I'm Erin. I'm the middle school dean at Buffalo United. This is my 6th year. I started there as a 3rd grade teacher, and I'm very proud to have seen the students that are currently in 8th grade. They are now, I had them in 3rd grade, they're now in 8th grade. So to see their growth through the coaching that we're pouring into teachers, it directly impacts the students. We, as the administrative team, are able to get great supports and coaching from NHA that we are directly able to give right to our teachers, and then in real time see them implement that. And through that, we have seen the growth with the students, specifically with student discourse. When you walk into the class, we've seen the students doing the own thing, and they're excited to do that. And that's directly correlated to what's really pouring in that hard work. The consistency we've had over the past few years of the teacher retention have been beneficial for the students. They know what teachers they're getting. The teachers are able to really become experts in that curriculum and own it to turn it out to the students, and then the students become owners of that learning as well. So the growth that we've had over the past few years just continues to get stronger and stronger the more cohesive we are.
Thank you.
My name is Jeanette Mullen Franklin, and I'm the Dean of School Culture. I began working at Buffalo United in 2016 as an at-risk teacher, and I am now Dean. I love Buffalo United because we have a family culture. Our students are not only getting academic support, but they get social emotional support, and they get social support. We attend their games and their dances and their recitals. We connect with the students on the level outside of teaching, so they can see that their teachers are human beings, and our school lends itself to that ability because of our size and because of the hours that we put in. It's not for us, 9 to 5 or 6 to 2. Most of us are in the school from 6 in the morning till 6 at night. And we have seen that pay off, not just in their behavioral aspects, but in their academic performance as well. And so I just want to stand to say that I love Buffalo United Charter School, and we know that kids don't learn from people they don't like. And our students, year after year after year, return to our school because they feel like it's home.
Thank you. I do want to do a little side note. I did see some new friends come in. If you could make your way to the beginning or to the front desk and make sure you sign in and your name and your relationship to the school. Ma'am.
Everyone, good evening, afternoon. My name is Aisha Martin. I sit as the vice president of the school board. But I also want to side gig with Ms. Franklin here because I also am a former parent of a student of Buffalo United Charter School. But my journey starts as a parent trustee and work with her, right? So when I tell you, she's saying the family is very invested in the school, right? Because a parent doesn't sit on most boards, right? But they gave me an opportunity. But when they gave the opportunity, I didn't understand what I was doing. So now that my child graduated and attends another charter school in the state of Buffalo, I have sat here and, wonder, what should I say to the board today, right? So I understand that, there could be some concerns about charter schools and how that, represents enrollment for Buffalo Public Schools. But I also sit here and wonder what Buffalo Public Schools can offer my child, right? Because I want a certain kind of education experience. And so charter school has done it. And so I sit here as a parent, I sit as a board member, asking that the renewal occur from out of my heart, because these kids have worked their hardest, these teachers have worked their hardest, the staff has worked their hardest, this president has worked his hardest, Nate has worked his hardest, and this is not even the team, we're just all of them. So I stand here today asking that you consider our renewal, because where will 545 kids go if you decided not to? Right, so we put parents in a position to make choices. And we create instability, right? I'm a social worker by training, so I'm always channeling our social emotional needs. And I'm not sure VPS can provide that for our kids at the moment. So I say here honestly to say, like, please consider renewing our charter so our families can feel safe. Our families can feel like family, and our families can feel like.
Thank you. As this friend walks up, I want to remind you all, come up. No, you come, you come up a little further. Oh, you just gonna stay right there? Okay. I just want to remind you that BPS, we do not renew or deny your charter. We're just the party host. So what I would suggest you do is you can certainly follow this meeting up with strongly written letters or emails to your authorizer. We're just hosting your party. That's all. That's all.
My name is Vera, and I'm coming to you as a former parent as well. My daughter started there at the kindergarten in 2016. She graduated back in 23, and I'm gonna brag. She graduated second of her class. I'm very proud to be a parent of a student that went to Buffalo United. Everybody is saying this word family. It is definitely a family. We all work together. The teachers work with the parents work with the teachers. Also, from this, I have become to be a staff member at Buffalo United who work in the front office. I'm very proud to say that I have worked for Buffalo United. I love the growth that I have seen. I also recommend parents, when I see parents doing applications, I say, keep your babies here. Your babies will grow. And like I said, I am a testimony that your babies will grow. And because of my daughter being second of her class, she was able to get into a very beautiful school. So I want to thank Buffalo United for everything they have done for me, my family, and my child.
So certainly as educators, we commend whatever successes you do have. We are one community. You will hear that from both of our board members, which I'm now going to extend the time. It is 4:17. I'm going to extend time now to the board members of BPS for comments and questions. And should we have time, what time is this hearing over?
4:45 is the start of our next hearing.
Okay, so we're going to allow the board members to have their questions and concerns. The next meeting should start at 4:45. We might have a little wiggle room to circle back, but we will allow our board members to ask questions, make statements. And so Board Member Everhart.
Yeah, so I'm really impressed with your literacy and math rates. That's excellent. Just curious, what is your suspension rates? Or do you suspend?
We do suspend, but our behavior data has significantly dropped each year over the last 3 years.
And what practices do you implement? Do you do restorative circles?
We do restorative circles. We have a whole behavior system that we use, a PBIS system as well. So all of those things have greatly reduced. You know, I think the family feel that we have in getting to know students, getting to the bottom of the root of the problem that's causing the behavior issues has really been what's been most significant to us, you know, putting students on behavior plans to support them with interventions in the classroom. A big part has been classroom management. Our teachers have come so far to be able to manage their own behaviors in the classroom. So they really are able to own the classroom. You know, several years ago, a lot of teachers were having to call administration to have to come support them. They don't have to do that anymore. They have their own skill set and management with getting to know our population of kids and working with them and knowing what works. And I think it starts with them building those relationships. Once they've built those relationships, the students trust them and they want to please them. They want to succeed with their teachers in the classroom.
Nice. I saw that your teacher to student ratio is similar to Buffalo Public Schools. We have about 70% white teachers and 70% diverse students. How does that even out for you? And do you have any type of like pipeline to bring in more diverse teachers?
We do have some partnerships with some local colleges where we are trying to get more student teachers coming in so that we can have a more diverse staff ratio. So we've worked with Canisius College. We've also had students coming in from, you know, UB and Buff State as well.
Thank you.
Would you like her to send in any specific behavior data?
Yeah, the next year's suspension data.
Yeah, I can send that to you. Sure.
So Principal Backey, you'll send it to Brad, and then Bradley will send it over to
Absolutely.
Madam Martin. Thank you. Board Member Cotman.
So I just have a question for you. Did you send the standard sheet that I normally request out with the information? You did, okay.
I'll make sure you get a copy of it again.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you all. We are all in this together. Contrary to popular belief, you can get excellence in Buffalo Public Schools as well. So we don't throw any shade at any schools or anyone that is doing and trying to move children to the next level. The only concern we often have is that we don't often play fair in the sandbox. And for some reason or another, children that are not a fit for your schools end up back at Buffalo Public Schools. And I am on a campaign statewide to eliminate that. Moving forward, if you get the children, you will keep the children, and we're working on legislation for that. That's only fair. After all, you get paid for them. So once your October deadline hit, you got to keep your kids, and you got to provide resources for them. So I'm glad to see that your school is thriving. I'm thinking about the last time you guys were here, and want to share that we did sort of collaborate, and we don't have an apartment building going up on the side of all that. That was a pretty big nut to take. But for those of you who don't know, trust me, it wouldn't have happened in the suburb, and it wasn't gonna happen in Buffalo. And we made sure of that. I just have a few questions. How many children are returned back to Buffalo Public Schools on average?
I think we went over that was.
I know, but I know your retention, but I didn't know what that. I remember you saying.
75%, or that was our teachers. So
Student retention is 77%.
yeah,
So just a
about
point of
20%.
clarification, what board member is asking is how many of your students have to come back to BPS?
I see you're retaining 77. I was just curious if you were sending them back to us or what was happening with them.
typically when we lose students, they've been moving out of state or out of town, like far away from Buffalo. So that's typically where we've lost the majority of our students. A lot of families are moving down south. So we've seen, that's the greatest loss that we've had for students moving.
Okay, no problem. It just goes back to owning the whole child. That's what all it goes back to. Your MVP, I was excited to hear about that. Can you share that a little bit with me?
Yeah, so we started an MVP program, so it's kind of like a point system for parents. So they can earn points for simple things, getting all of their required paperwork in on time, attending our any of our events, they get a point. Going to a parent meeting, they get a points for that. There's a whole, they can donate something to the school, you know, if it's a basket raffle, things like that. So I think we have about 20 different things that they can do to earn a point. Once they get to a certain level of points, they get things like they get award certificates. They get, we invite them to come in to meet our board at a board meeting and they get recognized at the board. I put shout outs in our weekly parent newsletter. They can get Bucks swag. So maybe it's a coffee mug or a t-shirt, things like that. So we're really excited about it. And I think it's already going to be really just promoting more parent involvement. We're seeing parents, a really big increase in even like parent teacher conferences last year. So parents are really playing a big role in their students' education, which we know is you know vital for the student to be successful at school. So we're really excited to get an increase in parent involvement, and we think that we should reward the parents for you know doing the right thing. Even attendance, you know, chronic absenteeism in Buffalo is a struggle,
Yes, it is.
but your child can get rewarded if you're sending them to school each day. So, and a parent, you know, usually it's a parent issue, not a student issue when it comes to attendance. So it's encouraging parents to get their children to school each day.
Well, that's exciting. I'm pleased to hear that. I'm a true believer of family and community engagement. I think that's of paramount importance. It really is. Moving forward, you currently have 534 children. What is your max allotment for your enrollment?
We're at about 680 right now.
Oh, you're at 680 now?
No, that
Oh.
would be our goal.
Okay, when I look at your data, it does seem to be a little low with your students with disability. What type of disability programs do you have? Do you have 811s, 1211s?
We have one 12-on-1 classroom,
Okay,
and the rest of our special ed students get either consultant teaching services, resource room services, or they get OT, PT, speech, or hearing services.
so how big is your student support team in your school? How many counselors, social workers and things like that?
We have one school counselor, and we also have an academic behavior support specialist who also provides social emotional learning. And then we also have Dean Franklin, who's the Dean of School Culture. So she also does a lot of the social emotional piece as well.
So
We also would have, you know, we also have students that would get counseling on their IEP as well.
have you noticed the change in the behavior since COVID, or is it just amplified because we had COVID? Have you noticed more of aggressive behavior or things or not?
Not necessarily aggressive behavior, but you know, sometimes it's anxiety. I think for some students we've seen a big increase in that. I think initially right after COVID, behaviors were on the rise. A lot of our students we found struggled to know how to communicate with other people, with other students. A lot of times I think they get so used to communicating through cell phones and things like that, so that they don't know how to actually talk to other kids. But you know, a big focus for us is that student engagement, and you know, as Dean Canale was talking about, are getting our students talking in the classroom. So I think it's really helping support our students by having them play an active role in their education and talking on a daily basis. There's no opting out. They're going to talk to each other. And we want the lift of the talking to be on the students, not the teachers.
How is your cell phone policy
I was
going?
gonna ask that.
We actually were collecting cell phones in the past, so it wasn't a big change for us. So we were collecting them for our middle schoolers. So it really hasn't. Its first day was a little bit busy, and you know, as we were collecting them, but once we have our system down, it has not been an issue.
Do you require homework for your students?
Yes.
Daily? Do you do it on just Monday through Thursday and give them a weekend?
We usually give them the week to get things completed, so then the parents have a little bit of autonomy on when they want to get it done with the students.
Well, I've been monitoring this school, since I've been on the board, since it's 211. And, I've been pleased with what I've seen, today, I'm especially pleased because I feel that, you know, you're turning your grades around, which is encouraging. My background is, banking, so typically in banking, we have goals, which has been one of the issues that people sort of get upset with me about because I believe in setting a goal, and if you don't make it, you get honorable mentions, but at least you had a goal to achieve it. And that's been a big issue in dealing with versus coming from corporate America going into a school environment. They sort of take it personal, but at the end of the day, if you don't try it, you don't know if you can achieve it. And so I appreciate the fact that you're improving your scores. I look for the day when our children are at proficiency and at 50%. And you may have heard me say lately that until we get to that percentage, we are really an employment agency doing education versus an educational agency employing people. Because how can you say you're an educational agency and you're not at 50% of your kids performing at proficiency? So I'm sure people will be happy to see me exit the board, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to because those standards have to stand. But I'm really pleased. The last time you were here, I was pleased, and it continues to, you know, I come out of Bennett and I see you over there and I'm like, they're okay. You know, guy by some of the other ones, I'm like, they're not okay. They're not okay. But I want to thank you all for everything you do. It's not easy. And we're all in this together. And what I hope to do once I'm off the board, or even with this year with our new superintendent, is to start moving toward having conversations about what we can do to elevate all children. Because contrary to popular belief, okay, there's no better system with charter schools than there is with public schools. And people like to say my child is at a charter, or my child is at City Honors, or my child, but at the end of the day, it's our children. The money comes in here to be used for their education. And if you are a educator, and what you said, children love you, if they feel you, they'll respond to you. And when they don't, see, you guys can get rid of them. We just have a harder problem doing that. Okay, I'm just being honest, but you guys, when they don't fit your mold or they don't work, you can say bye. We have to go through a process.
Yeah, not so much.
You really?
Yeah.
It's not that easy. You guys aren't unionized, are you?
No, but we also just don't discard children.
No, we're not talking about.
You know,
children,
I
we're
mean,
talking about
moving them
adults.
from another to another school, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, I don't know.
No, you were speaking in the conversation.
That's not our goal, and I don't know how other charter schools work, but we do everything we possibly can to keep our students in our school, because we've done hard work to get them academically sound. We don't want them leaving our school because we want our numbers to continue to increase, and studies show if students stay in the same school with the same, you know, the same practice and the same
behavior, right? The
they,
consistency.
yes, and so we don't want our kids to leave, so we don't do that, and sometimes we get frustrated because we can't just, you know, move them to somewhere else. We have to attend to that child, the whole child.
Well, I'm talking about the adults I was referring to. not
Oh,
the
I
children.
see.
You misunderstood me. I was referring to the adults. It is easier in the charter system to move an adult out when they don't fit versus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's why I asked the question. You got union?
No, we don't have.
Yeah, but that's why I asked that question to tie that in. One of the things I've been encouraging my principals in my district, and you have to understand, when I came into the city of Buffalo, we had a graduation rate of 20% for African American boys and 25% for African American girls. That was in 2011. And what I encouraged, and the ferry, of course, being in the heart of the East Side, you already know what was in those schools and what was going on. And I was told all my schools are scheduled to close, okay? But we've come a long way. But one of the conversations, or I've been encouraging my principals to have a conversation, or any principal I talk to, is to ask the adults on a monthly basis, what baggage am I bringing in to this building that interferes with me? Believing that these children can do what they gotta do. Believing as you would believe for your son, your daughter, your cousin, your niece, your nephew. What am I doing as a group? And what we found with the research is that when that conversation is had, okay, children in, believe it or not, low economic schools excel, and you don't see it in schools of middle class or upper class, same group of students excelling. So, baggage, his mother is a junkie. So, when he act out, he gon', what you expect. Or his father's in prison, or, he was bad last year. What, and if you had that conversation, on a regular basis, the data supports that you can move children because you start owning the child. And we all have implicit biases, so you know how that is. But I just want to thank you guys for the work that you're doing. Appreciate you, and if there's anything I can ever do to help you or whatever. I got invited to my first grand opening for a charter school. I mean, school opening for a charter school, and I was like, "Why? I didn't believe anybody would invite me from a charter family." And they said every time we came down there, Miss Cotman, we got better because of you. The questions you asked, the things that you were stern, you were firm, but we would go back and say, "She did. That was a good question she asked. We got to get to the answer to that." And so they invited me, and I had a great day with the kids. I love kids. I advocate for kids, whether they're charter or Buffalo Public Schools. So just know that I enjoy working with families and things, and you have the family piece fixed. Y'all got that fixed, okay? We gotta work on ours, so you got that piece, so kudos to you. But thank you for coming today, I appreciate you.
Board Member Cotman and Board Member Everhart, if I may, there was one other person, I believe, that had comment. Did I see somebody else that stood up and wanted to have comment or question? Did you have a? No? Yeah.
I wanted to say that I am the Spanish teacher, and something that I appreciate about the school is that they are giving the opportunity to all the kids, the little ones from kindergarten to 8th grade, to get engaged in a foreign language, which offers them a new perspective of the world. And this is very specific from this school, and that will help the kids in the future, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. Board Member Lowry, do you have anything?
She has something.
So hi, I'm April. I'm one of the deans at Buffalo United, and I couldn't basically echo any more of what everybody's saying. This is going into my 19th year at the school. This is like my home. I'm not going anywhere. These are my families. These are my children. And just the family, the community I feel is so important. And the fact that we have so many returning parents who are now enrolling their little children that look identical to them. And before you even look at a name,
you know who it is.
I have parents that are coming in that I taught previously that at our open house was saying, I still remember the series that we read in ELA.
Yeah.
So just having that community and having the parents involved in like advocating for their kids and celebrating like their success at the school. I just want to say like I'm very proud of how far we've come, and I'll continue to be here for another 18, 20 years, however much longer I'll be working, but it really
18, 19 years. Say it. So
we hit the line.
Right.
here. Stuck with me.
So friends, family, I'd like to give President Lowry the last word. If you have a last word for your community.
Just to compliment all the things you were saying this evening. I've been connected with Buffalo United Charter School since the inception of 2003 in different capacities. So I was part of the after-school program. One of our first parents was Sheila Brown, and all of her 3 students went to Buffalo United Charter School. And so being connected through Buffalo United Charter over the years and being involved in our community, really seeing the potential and growth. And I think, before we were commenting, I think I reached out to you last year when I first came on board. And what's your thoughts? You said that facility, as long as we're on the same page with the facility, we're cool. But I appreciate one of Jarger and obviously the work of Board Member Everhart as well, and seeing the the perception of that this is all of our children, of community working together. And so removing that culture of them versus us, which is great. And so I think the potential and the progress growth of both in charter school, I'm proud to be part of the growth and where what we see the future to be.
Thank you.
Thank you. So friends, this is it. As I said, we have a couple questions that we will send to Principal Backey. And we'll package everything up, get it off to your authorizer, and that.
Anybody didn't sign in for Buffalo United, to make sure you do that before you leave.
I know, I remember the names, but you could Thank you.
Oh, it's cold. It is. They have it turned up to Alaska.
Here's the,
Okay.
this is what board member Cotton was asking for.
Okay.
This is what
Thank
Senator
you.
wanted to ask them for their.
Freezing us up in here.
So maybe what I'm missing, what I was really wanting to see, all of these schools are, how many kids they sent back to us.
That's what you should, we're gonna get started in a minute or two. I am Dr. Ebony Crockett Fuller. I am BPS's Chief Accountability and Information Officer. My title is Technologist. That's that you come in, sign in that you did. Write down your relationship to the school. Fun fact, my son Xavier Riley is a 2. Somebody said, so they know him. He's 30. So 30 minus whatever you needed to be to graduate high school. Because, and so he's doing well. So Tapestry, what's his school from? So Tapestry has been with us for a while, and we are related to Post you guys. We do a renewal. With me, and we're going to get started. I'm just chit-chatting away. We have Brad, the director in our school review office, and Eileen. She is our supervisor under our umbrella of school review. And one of the things that we do is not only review all the schools in Buffalo, we host the renewal meetings for most of the charters. We actually conduct the renewal activities for Enterprise Charter in Westminster because we are their authorizers. With us is also our beloved and longstanding board member, everybody's friend of Buffalo. They're sharing both the continent and one of our newer board members, such a smiley, friendly face. There's Everhart board member Everhart. We do have our chief counsel here, Mary Scarpine. She's out there chopping it up with Andrew Freeman. And I don't know if they're coming back or not. I think they're reading about, really smart lawyery things. But we're gonna get started. Our format is really simple. You guys have been here before. We give you some time to do your presentation. And then we will, what I typically do, is the board members will have time to ask questions. They typically will allow the community to jump in first, and then they will end with their questions. And then that's really it. We hope to get you guys in and out in about 45 minutes. Jeremy, you're on.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dr. Bullock, and everybody here for bringing us for the community input hearing for Tapestry Charter School. My name is Jeremy Esposito. I'm the executive director of Tapestry. I'm pretty brand new, just a couple weeks into the job, so I really just ask for grace as I'm settling in. I will answer every question I can today. Whatever we need to get you more info on, we will follow up right away. It's also great to see a lot of familiar faces with folks that have worked together in the past and really been very supportive. So excited to see you all today. Brad, next slide. Okay, so the vision of Tapestry. We really want at Tapestry to create a vibrant, sustainable school that empowers learners and leaders to make a positive impact in our communities and beyond. We pursue that, next slide, to our mission. We work hard to educate and inspire a really diverse community of K-12 learners by engaging them in rigorous real-world learning experiences, which prioritize intellectual, social, and emotional growth. And as we do that, we focus on these 4 key values of perseverance, integrity, responsibility, and respect. So now, what does all that mean? So we're going to stay on this slide for a minute because it means a lot of things. It means that day to day, we really believe that Tapestry is a special place for our students and staff. So one, when we talked about our mission, we said that Tapestry focuses on real world learning. So Tapestry has historically really focused on getting kids out into the community and actually doing experiential learning. We're really proud of our intensives where we take kids out into the community and do real meaningful field work. So you can see some fabulous pictures of that in recent years. Number 2, it's a special place because we empower our students and have student-led conferences. So our students talk about their growth, share how far they've developed with their parents and often with community members. And we would love to have anyone interested show up to those moving forward. We'd love to invite y'all out. 3, and you can see it on some of the shirts from the folks attending today. We really believe in creating a culture of crew where we focus on having kids build really great relationships with their peers and also with the adults in the building. Because we think at the core of it, relationships matter and help our kids and our adults thrive. And then finally, and so we think we're one of the leaders in the area in providing great opportunities for athletics for our scholars. For example, we have a very, very strong track and field team, and we actually include folks from other campuses and schools as a part of that as well. So it's a very unique place. And we think on the next slide, Brad, we really think that that unique appeal of Tapestry has been very, very powerful for our families. And so when you think about our school, we're organized as a lower school, a middle school, and a high school. In our lower school, we serve 434 students. In middle school, 373. High school, 338. So we have 1,145 students across those three schools. And so at Tapestry, we have this broad appeal. We actually serve students now from 17 different districts. The vast majority of our students live within the Buffalo Public Schools area, but we serve fully 128 students from outside of the city, right? And then there are no plans to expand. We have a beautiful K-12 continuum, and we want to keep doing right by our students and families. Next slide. All right. And so when we talk about Tapestry, we talk about truly trying to serve a diverse community of scholars that reflects the city of Buffalo. And so with that, as we're looking at our student body, you can see the demographics of our students across our campuses. We do have a very, very diverse population. The largest segment of our students are African-American students, but we do see all races represented in our school, as well as tremendous economic diversity as well. So Brad, next slide. And so we also know that as a charter school, we really want to serve a truly representative population of students locally. And so what that means is we are obligated to really work hard to try to serve our English language learners, our students who are economically disadvantaged, and our students with disabilities. And so you can see that both the number of students in those categories and the relative percentages of our school community. And we think we've had some strengths recently, especially in terms of serving economically disadvantaged students, but we also have some areas of growth serving ELL students and additional students with disabilities, and we will come back to that coming up. So next slide, Brad. So a quick overview of our ELL model to serve our English language learners. We do have one K-8 ELL teacher that services our younger ELL students and one 9 through 12 teacher. So together they work to make sure any student who is learning English as a new language at our schools gets the additional help and differentiated support they need to thrive. In a similar way, Brad, if you go to the next slide. We also really try to serve our students with disabilities in a high quality way. And so we have a CT model in K2, ICT in 3 through 12. We do resource room pullout. We provide related services. Then I will say that there's a range in charters in terms of what they do to serve students with disabilities. We are very proud of the fact that we have a 12-1-1 classroom in our middle school, and we really think it helps us try to serve the unique needs of all the scholars we have. So I know one of the questions about student recruitment. When we think about student recruitment, this will bring us back to the last slide. We really want to work hard to truly have a diverse student body. And so we do a lot of recruitment. Mostly it's working with our families. We have a long history in the area. And so we get a lot of, as was said before, alumni, siblings, family members. We also visit local preschools. We host school tours. We host open house events. We also, and this is something we're very proud of, is that we've added additional staff to make sure we were doing extra outreach to truly get the most diverse student body possible. So we added a position in the last year to make sure we could work hard to begin to increase our numbers of students with disabilities and ELL students. All right, and so I'm going to go back to a few things the board said in the last meeting about really the importance of achievement. We know that our scholars can perform at the highest levels for sure when they have great supports, and we have a lot to celebrate academically. Tapestry's done a great job really helping students learn at the highest levels. And so there's some highlights on this first slide where 8th grade math, we outperformed the state, 8th grade ELA, 3rd grade as well. 6th and 7th grade math cohort more than doubled proficiency year over year. So we're very proud of that. 5 of our 6 cohorts grew in ELA. We had a 21-point jump from 4th through 5th grade in ELA. And again, another kind of doubling of proficiency for our special education students in 4th and 5th grade math. So we're seeing lots of bright spots for success academically, and our students really are proving what's possible. So to drill down a little bit more into the specifics of the data. And so you can look at 3rd and 4th grade ELA and math results on this last year's exam. We did highlight the 56, not just because it's above that 50 mark that was stressed earlier, but because with the green, that means it exceeded the state average. So we really want to empower kids to perform at the highest level, to not just perform, at a certain level, but to truly transcend and perform at the highest level and beat the state average across the board. So we're working hard to make that happen. We are also very proud of our attendance data. And so, as was said before, attendance data is a national struggle. Chronic absenteeism is a very big challenge. We think we've seen some real bright spots in ensuring high levels of attendance and very low levels of chronic absenteeism across our campuses. So we'll go over to middle school. And so in middle school, again, you can see that our students also, by the time they matriculate out of 8th grade, they are beating the state average in both ELA and math. We're very, very proud that they're attaining some strong results in 8th grade ELA. Similarly, in middle school, you also see very strong attendance and lower chronic absenteeism than you'll see in many other local schools. And then finally, for high school, really, we are laser focused on graduation, supporting all of our students to and through. So we're proud that our graduation rate recently was at 94%. And we are also proud to serve students who are on a variety of tracks at Tapestry. So you can see the breakdown specifically of the entire class and where our students are going after graduation. We are also talking as a team about how do we provide not just supports to our students at the school to make sure they know their right post-secondary path, but even support afterwards, because I know families appreciate having someone to follow their student and help them along the way. And so there were also some good questions about financial data. And so Tapestry has been around for a very long time and has very, very strong financial management. And so the team continuously completes successful clean audits every single year. And because we have at times borrowed money to put together a very large track and field and to build out our fabulous campus, we also have additional financial regulations that we have to meet. And so we have to do quarterly meetings with bondholders and meet all of the required ratios for our budget. So I'll spare you the details, but we are meeting all of those and have a very strong financial position. Locally, people often think about 30 or 60 days of cash on hand as being the standard. We have 133. So we have a stable, strong operation supported by a strong balance sheet. Right. And then for one of my last slides, it's just really about being excited to partner. And so I've worked actually with many of the people in the room before. I think very highly of the work you all do at Buffalo Public. And so we do some things and we're excited to partner more in any way possible. So as a start, we operate a community food pantry. We also offer free summer sports camps for local students, and those are open to all. We encourage many, many folks to join us. We are hosting and working to host a joint trunk or treat event with the Buffalo Public School. I'm very excited to really have some true meaningful collaboration. And we are working with the BPS safety team right now to talk about being an emergency site to support Buffalo Public Schools. So at the end of the day, we know that you do tremendous work in Buffalo for the kids. We are excited to partner with you and to keep trying to do great work with you for the next 5 years.
Thank you. So I'm going to ask again, Board Member Belton Cotman and Board Member Everhart, shall we let our community members have comment and questions?
Sure, yes.
So if any of you want to stand up and we will ask you just to say your first name, your relationship to the school, and whatever comment or question you might have.
My name is Casey Ladd. I'm a parent. I am a second grader at Tapestry Lower School that's been there since kindergarten. Some of you might also recognize my name because I have a child in Buffalo Public Schools and I've had email conversations with some of you over the years, just about various things. I just wanted to come in and say that I think we have had nothing but great experiences in our years with our child at Tapestry. Not only have my child's homeroom teachers and teaching partners been excellent communicators and advocates for my child, and provided incredible learning support system for him, but the other faculty and staff, like super subject teachers, student support team members, and many have gotten to know my child by name, welcomed him to school each day, and are a trusted set of adults when he's away from me, which is like beyond comforting, because I've written in. Right, and Tapestry also engages and embraces the wider community of it. You know, family members hosting community meetings, parents and families can visit and get excited, engaged for going on at school. And it feels just really special to be part of those moments when we get to see what the students are excited about and what's going on in school. Mr. Esposito spoke on some of these things, but the focus on experiential and expeditionary learning and the emphasis on student well-being and growth is evident through their curriculum choices and special engaging family events. Another positive aspect that was important to my family specifically was the fact that we had a choice. Again, I have a child in Buffalo Public Schools, and getting 2 kids out the door to 2 different schools and 2 different locations around the city was something that we found a barrier of some, you know, of our schools that we were accepted into. And so it was just important to us to be able to have our kids in a similar location, get them there on time and ready to learn every day. And it's something that we've had really appreciated. I love that we had that choice in terms of schooling. Right. And we're just really happy and excited to continue having our students at Tapestry for many years. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
So I wasn't planning to speak today, well. So this community has really embraced us at Tapestry. Sorry, I'm Sophie. I have a 2nd grader. My son transferred to Tapestry halfway through his kindergarten year, so we've had a full year there now, a little more time under our belt. We transferred to Tapestry during a time of great personal struggle for our family. My son had just lost his father. And we were transferring schools from a local, very prestigious private school. I will say that the embrace of the Tapestry community and the academic rigor that they maintained for my son during this time, his transition for our family, is something that I cannot put a price to. The way that the community embraces lifelong learning, so the social, emotional, and academic development, marries those 3 together into a beautiful personality. We drive in from the village of Williamsville. I have my choice of schools. We are located within driving distance of a number of excellent schools in Williamsville. I would choose Tapestry if I lived another 40 minutes out. There's truly no place like this school, and I can't say enough about the parents, educators, and administrators that we've had the pleasure of meeting with the last few years. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carrie Hayes. I taught at St. Years as a member. I was a dance teacher.
Yes.
I've been with Tapestry for the past 17 years. I started off as a math teacher, math coach, director of curriculum, and now the learning. If I can speak to almost any facet of Tapestry, I've chosen to dedicate my career and my life to Tapestry. So, to say that Tapestry is meaningful to me is an understatement, and the things that we can do with kids when we bring them in as kindergartners and we throw these 5-year-olds to walk across the stage is something that you can't, it's priceless. So, not really much of a person, but yeah, that's very good.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Ford, I'm the Chief Academic Officer at Tapestry, and I've been with Tapestry for almost 10 years. You've heard tonight that we pull from almost every zip code across the city and well beyond those limits. I feel very proud of the fact that we are not a neighborhood school, but we pull from all of the neighborhoods. And at Tapestry, our families know that they're loved and cared for, their children are loved and cared for, and we still create a strong sense of community. I drive in from miles away and I see the little buses that are pulling up on my street to bring up street is an out of district, and that's very special to me. I think that our vision of success that our families have shared
and then open they step through our doors as kindergartners all the way through 12th graders when they cross the stage. I have seen families go through unfathomable circumstances, as I'm sure you have all seen. I've seen our world turned upside down more than once during these past 10 years. And still, we are a pillar of the community because we partner with Buffalo. We find strength within this board, we find strength within the community. And we know at the end of the day, it's only about doing what's best for kids. And as I come to work every day, my feet hit the ground, and I'm excited to continue to partner and do this work with you in the city of Buffalo, because at the end of the day, our kids and families deserve better.
Thank you. She's like, why is everybody looking at me?
My name is Molly Rosinski. I am the Director of Family Engagement Support. I was the lower school counselor for 11 years prior to this role. I did step away from Tapestry for a couple of years for personal reasons. And when this opportunity came up, I was so excited because this is a community that I love. I live in the city of Buffalo. I love that my neighbors are families at Tapestry. I love that wherever I go in the community, I see our students. And like Carrie and Jennifer both said, one of the greatest joys is seeing kids I knew from kindergarten graduate and the growth they've made. So it's very part of, I think, the city of Buffalo.
Thank you. Thank you. Board Member Everhart.
Thank you all. This is a beautiful school. I've always heard great things about you. And thank you, Jeremy, for your presentation. I did want to ask about your the diversity. Is the diversity also the same for teachers and administrators?
Oh, it's a great question. And so I don't have those specific numbers right now. So we will share those as a follow-up. But big picture, we need to work to continue to find many more diverse applicants. So I think we are not as diverse in our teaching force as we are across our students. And it's definitely something we think about and talk about as a team.
Okay. And what would you guess your percentages?
I do apologize. I don't actually know.
No.
No, if I had it, I would give it to you, but I would definitely circle back very soon.
And as far as student engagement, do you also engage with the families of minority students, and how is that working for you?
Yes, I think when we do community events, we do see a representation of our student body, parents involved, bringing their children to those events. Our community meetings, I think Casey talked about that, definitely represents all the students that attend Tapestry. Those parents are there attending those events. So I do think all our sporting events, with a lot of parent involvement, obviously are coming to watch their children, engage in that. And of course, we're always trying to make sure that we're thinking about that and making sure that we're providing relevant activities and events that meet all of our students and their families.
Thank you. I was curious about the ELA and math proficiency. But if you don't have like 2023 to 2024, like to show the growth over the years.
We
We
can
can
talk
get
about
that.
during historically.
Okay,
Yep.
that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And since we mentioned some of these events, there are some upcoming events. We'll be sure to invite everyone here too. We have a fabulous harvest festival, and we have a community meeting that is truly a celebration of all of our community and all of our kids and families. And so we will send some invites out, try to get you out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want high school, do high school as well?
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you for all you do, the work that you do. To help our children in our city. And I, what you said outside our city, so kudos to you. you're across the street from the school that my grandchildren attend. And, I know there's like a little rivalry there, so at least, you're doing something together, which is encouraging. I don't really have a lot of questions today. You guys have been consistent with the activity. Of course, you've had similar issues with us with African American males and the behaviors. I did not get the numbers that I was looking for. I had matter of fact, the last time I was with Tapestry, I was down here with a child who had been returned back to Buffalo Public Schools, who IEP had been waived. So I was just curious to see what it looked like for your students that are returned back to our school district, and that's not on here, although it was requested. And we didn't have it. But I think recently the thing that surprised me the most is that some old school, I believe when stuff is not broken, you don't try to fix it. And so when I heard that you were sharing a COO, that surprised me. And concerned me because the school that Jeremy is coming from is a CSI school. And so it's a school that has been monitoring that. And so I'm a chess player, so I'm sitting in my mind's eye trying to figure out what is it with Tapestry to make a move like that. And the only thing I could come up with that maybe possibly there was a thought that maybe the other school was not closed and Tapestry could get them as students, but I think from what you're saying, you're pretty maxed out with your enrollment. So that didn't work. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's the change? Why the change
So good.
at this point?
And just to clarify, it's
And
not,
particularly since they've had a very successful record of only having one person focus in on their business.
yeah, and just to clarify, not COO, Carrie COO, CEO or ED. So
Well, you need to tell
Make sure
your
about it.
person on the phone that,
Okay,
because she at the other school, she said COO, and I asked her, I said COO, and she said COO. So I'm like, okay, that's new.
absolutely. And so just to sort of clarify, for the past 2 years, and I've worked with many of the people in this room as the leader at Enterprise. And during that time, I've built great relationships with y'all. Enterprise has done incredibly well in terms of achievement. I've now moved over to Tapestry. During that time, I'm providing transition support to the team. So we're helping a new principal get their feet under them, helping a new SDO. And so I know that Brad requested some documents related to all that, and we're going to follow up on all those requests right away. Enterprise knows that like 100% you're their authorizer, and they're going to follow up on all those requests right away.
Right, and so, this isn't a hearing about Enterprise, it was a hearing about Tapestry, so I want to stay focused. And I'm glad to hear that you're not splitting your hairs, because it's important that the children get the best from whomever. How long do you think that transition will take to occur?
So at this point, it's really just sort of a day by day situation and temporary. We're going to try to figure out what is the right plan to sort of ensure Enterprise goes well moving forward.
Well, since I've seen the growth at the other charter school, I was surprised to see that the administration was removed. And then this happened, so of course, I got a little concerned and I made a call over there. And that's how we started having conversation, because when I call, there's a reason I'm taking the time to call, because my people aren't getting what they need. So you need to get that information as soon as possible, because I'm just concerned for the children, not the adults. The children I'm concerned with always, although the adults play a part in it too, but not as high on the ranking scale as children. So that's something that I want to know what's going on, and I want to keep a pulse on that. And I want to encourage you guys to continue to do what you're doing and continue. It appears that you have the ability to set goals and to achieve them. And that's huge in the educational system. But most of the time, that comes out of corporate America and not out of the educational system. And so I want to encourage you and thank you for the work that you're doing. And we'll continue to see what else is going on with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this, yeah, go.
One more thing,
Yes.
can I also see your suspension rates
We can talk on all that.
and your? No, yeah, I think just suspension rates, oh, retention. Was retention in
Students
here?
and staff.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, so I do have the numbers. I had staff send them over to me. 24-25, there were 35 children that were returned, and 25-26, which there's been 25 so far. And I have, of course, almost always there's parent choice and stuff. So you guys know me, and you know that over the years I've been pretty consistent about where I stand with charters. I believe that people have the right to choose education. I exercise for that right. And I would never deny anyone that opportunity. But I just need to make sure that people are playing fair in the sandbox. And so my work and work that I'm doing on a statewide level is to make sure that that equation is balanced. We can't send children to you that are not functioning, are not performing. And I don't feel the same. When we talk about suspension or special ed, you brag 12-1-1. Do you have any 8-1-1? Do you have any 8-1s?
At this point, I don't believe so.
You see what I'm saying? So you're taking the high performing children. That's not playing fair in the sandbox. 12-1-1s versus 8-1-1s are two different worlds. 6-1-1s, they sort of graduated to the 8-1-1s, two different worlds. Normally a 12-1-1 can function very well. They just have behavior issues. Okay, the 8-1-1s or the 6-1-1s, that's a different set of children. Okay, and so what you say by who you select to come into your school, you also are excluding. And I'm a big equity ambassador. And so we need to balance the equation. Your school needs to reflect what's going on in the city. And that's only fair. The dollars come in for everyone to get an education. How is it that only 12-1-1s can get in their building and no 8-1? That's not fair of the children, particularly since you're providing a excellent educational experience. So you need to work on that, because that's one of the things that I want reflected in the report this time. I think I talked about that the last time, if I remember right. I do keep notes on every charter. They say I got a lot of files, but I do. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to move and I can't get out my office. I don't know what to do. I think I need a whole new house for an office. I have so much paper, but I'm working on it. Just remember that, you can't say that you're providing a equitable education when you're not making sure all children get that opportunity. But all things considered, you're doing a great job. We would be too if we could just do 12 in a month. You know what I mean? But we welcome all children. So I just encourage you to think about your process, because obviously it's targeted, and it's not targeted to all children. It's only targeted to some. Okay. All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a few questions. We'll work with Jeremy to get some of the data back to our board. And with that, everyone, if there's no other questions or concerns, we can call this hearing done.
I have another parent meeting to go to.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Peace.
Admin, we're done. Let me just say, I know.